What's good, y'all? It's your boy Wayne Train O2 back with another joint. Today we got that iPad Pro 10.5 review. Let's get it. All right, y'all. We just gonna kick it off with the aesthetics. Ain't really much change from the 9.7 if you had that. Honestly, I feel like I believe they're exact same or pretty close to the same dimensions when it comes to the actual body of the iPad. The only thing that's really changed, obviously, is it's a 10.5-inch screen now. And I think that's due to the bezels on the side. So if you had that 9.7, the bezels were kind of the same all the way around, same width. But now here on the 10.5, the bezels are kind of thin on the left and right sides of the iPad. So outside of the screen, ain't really much change as far as aesthetics. That even includes the back side. You still got your same camera and the flash located in the same area. If I didn't have got the scan on there, so I could show you. I think the antenna line looks a little bit more cleaner in my opinion than the other one, but no big deal. Still got your same speakers on the top, speaker grills on the top, speakers on the bottom, and these are all for actual speakers. So yeah, I'll get into that in a little bit. Still got your headphone jack at the top. That's what's up. Still got your lightning port at the bottom. So ain't really much change there. Back to the back though, the camera, 12 megapixel camera on the front there. And when it comes to that's at the front, 12 megapixel on the back. On the front, you got that 7 megapixel camera, I believe. It's basically the same camera setup as on the same camera setup as what you got on your iPhone 7 and 7 Pluses. So if you liked your pictures on there, you'd be happy with what you got on here now. So just kind of getting into the inners. Well, actually, before I forget, when it comes to the outside, we also still got our fingerprint sensor on the front. This year, it's a lot faster. It's not the Force Touch fingerprint sensor found on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, but it's basically as fast. So I'll show you that in a second once we get kind of rolling in the OS a little bit. But outside of like that, so we got screen size change, you got a faster fingerprint sensor, and you got a better camera. I think the last year's iPhone or the last year's iPad had an 8 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front camera, but still pretty good cameras nonetheless. On the inside, you got your Apple A10X chip. Last year was the A9X, I believe. So should see some performance improvements. And from my review, from my experience, definitely some performance improvements. So glad to report that. So just kind of getting right into the iPad, I'm gonna show you that fingerprint sensor off the bat. Bam, that's fast. Sorry, do it again. Bam, orientation off. Bam. That's like I said, it's the exact same. I would say it's the same speed, if not faster than the iPhone 7 and 7 Pluses, but definitely faster than the iPad Pro 9.7. So you'll be happy to have that. Then we go and get into the display. The display, as far as, hold on, just want to make sure I'm giving y'all the right information. Right info. From what I hear, I believe it's a little bit brighter. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. When it comes to brightness and whatnot, I really don't pay too much attention to that. The iPad 9.7 and this one, I believe they're really close to the same when it comes to like how bright they get. But the only thing that you're gonna really notice when it comes to the display is that 10.5 inch screen and the ProMotion that they have they have on these iPads now, which means it's 120 hertz refresh rate. When you're swiping through apps and you're going through the OS, you're gonna notice nice fluidity. So, like you see here, it's gonna be really. You would have to like have your 9.7 or some other previous model iPad to really see the difference. But if you're like rolling through the OS, certain apps you'll be able to see it going around on the web, videos, I believe, YouTube and stuff like that. So you'll be able to tell how fluid it is now, and I love that. Like when I went and played or seen some videos actually on somebody comparing the 9.7, and you can tell that you can really see the difference. Like it's almost a lag, but I like it. I love it. It makes the iPad feel like it's really premium. Like when you see, sorry, when you see that compared to the 9.7, you would love that. So that's a good thing. Other than that, when it comes to some of the stuff, I'm not really feeling, not too much, honestly, because I really love the 9.7 myself. I really wish they did kind of. I know now they're kind of. It seems like more and more every year, Apple's kind of claiming that you can replace your laptop with an iPad, and honestly, every year it's kind of the same answer. No, you can't. And the same response to that, is like, it depends. So it really does depend on the user. If you are a light user, or you're somebody who just kind of surfs the web here and there, then yeah, I can see an iPad Pro replacing your laptop. But if you're anything more than that, you need to download music. You want to have you want to have the option to be able to run actual desktop programs, not just apps, little apps or whatever. Like, granted, you can get some really powerful apps here on the iPad Pro, but I just think there's a little, like, working with a laptop and a desktop or whatever is a whole different beast. So, honestly, for basically anybody who's not just kind of a casual browser, an iPad will not be able to replace your laptop. Not at all, except for like portability, if you're really about that kind of thing. But even then, I'd be much more willing to carry around my laptop and knowing that my laptop's functionality is like way above the rest, or whatever, way above an iPad's, than just carrying a portable iPad. But what I will say is, an iPad may or may not be able to replace your laptop, but it's definitely an addition, something that you can actually use if you're not able to get to your laptop. There are definitely a lot of apps, a lot of things that you can use on your iPad Pro, because this iPad Pro is really, really, really fast and really powerful. It's actually got like a quad-core kind of setup going, I believe. Let me go ahead and confirm that for you. Because this year's model's got 4 gigs of RAM. I believe last year's had 3. This one has 4, so you're definitely getting an Apple for some reason. No matter how much RAM you got on it, it just seems to do really well with multitasking. So with 4 gigs of RAM, you're doing some big things when it comes to multitasking on the iPad. So that's also a good thing. What we talking about? The A10X chip. Whatever. Let me get out of the geeky stuff. Just gonna kind of keep it from a consumer base. If you're a buyer, somebody, just a regular person who wants to buy an iPad, if you've never had any of the previous model iPads, I would suggest you buy this one. When it comes to, if you had an iPhone, if you had an iPad 9.7, or if you have one, I honestly wouldn't upgrade, just because we're talking about just the 10.5 inch screen So the slimmer bezels, the display looks a little bit better. You got your 120 refresh rate with the ProMotion. And what we talking about? Sorry about that. So no, we were talking about we had a little bit better of a camera. You got a 12 megapixel camera on this one compared to the 9.7. I believe it was an 8. So that, and then faster fingerprint sensor. So I mean, I guess I can definitely you can definitely justify upgrading from a 9.7 to a 10.5. Oh man, hold on one second. Damn, fingerprints. How much bogus. I got a matte screen protector on here, by the way. I would suggest getting one of those, or oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if anybody know about this. So if you get an Apple Pencil, and you have an iPad Pro, you get an Apple Pencil, and you want to get a screen protector, I would definitely suggest getting some kind of a matte finish for, like, if you use your Apple Pencil to like take notes and whatnot. It gives you just a little bit of a feel as if you're writing on paper. Depending on the kind of matte you got, like this one, it's a wet application. It didn't really work the same with this screen protector, but I believe this one, like by iCares or something like that I used to get. It's not the wet application. You just plop it on. That one, I used to love using that because I have my Apple Pencil. I can write. You hear like that noise as if you're writing on paper, and it feels just like you're writing on paper. Like when you're writing with your pencil, your handwriting is a little bit better. If you're writing straight on glass, unless you just got really good handwriting. I don't. But like when you're writing on glass, it just seems like you're just slipping and flopping all over the place, and it doesn't feel good. But with that screen protector, it feels really good. But just that's on a side note. So like I said, you can justify buying a 9 or getting a 9.7, upgrading from a 9.7 to a 10.5 iPad Pro. So oh yeah, the other thing I was gonna say, they added the flash on the 12.9 version. So yeah, so now the 12.9, it's got a full-fledged camera. I don't know about you, but it looked kind of wild to me. I don't know if you ever can imagine yourself being somewhere holding a big 13-inch tablet, taking pictures of whatever. Like, I just think that just looks crazy. But anyway, man, to each his own. You never know. It's good to have a camera in emergency uses, so I'm not mad at them. I'll take a flash over not having it, so that's good that they did add it. So now there's really they're a little bit more even. The 10.5 and the 12.9. There's really nothing really separating them besides the size of the screen. So yeah, man. What else we got? Oh yeah, battery life. On my iOS 11, I'm having an issue for some reason. I haven't been able to actually see my usage for my battery life. But what does it say here on Apple's website? What are we talking about? I think they said 10 hours of usage, and I can attest to that. I can see 10 hours being realistic. Definitely depends on the kind of stuff that you're consuming, but the way I use my iPad is really sparingly. I don't power use my iPad. My iPad sits on the table until I get home, and that's kind of what I'm using for the rest of the day. Standby time is crazy though, so I can charge my iPad and it'll be fully charged for a long time. I've probably, at the very least, I've seen 3-4 days before something drastic, but it might even be more than that. But standby time is really good when it comes to the battery. But yeah, man, like I said, the iPad Pro is definitely a great device. I would suggest buying it. I have the cellular version, so let's see if I can find you like a price on that. I believe they start at oh no. Even you want some vocals I cannot sing, but it is my dream. Oh, I know you. Ooh, 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 oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, what the hell is this? Okay, here we go. 10.5 silver, cloud, cellular. Okay. Sorry about that. $779 on the Apple's website if you get the Wi-Fi plus cellular version. $649 I believe for just the Wi-Fi only, and then the prices go up. I think about like $100 for each. Yeah, for each storage. So you got 64, 256, 128 I believe. So, oh no, I'm tripping. 64, 256, and from 256 it jumps from 5 to 512 for $949. So that's crazy. Might as well buy a laptop. But anyway, it's your boy Wayne Train. I'm out.